most of my videos, they're pretty sober. I lay out the facts, I talk about the deception going on, the manipulation, and the patterns playing out over and over again. But today's different. Because I'm noticing a lot of people are getting blackpilled right now, and they're losing hope. They're feeling powerless. And I think that they're starting to wake up and realize that we cannot vote ourselves out of this situation. And I think they're right. But here's the good news. We could build ourselves out of this. And we don't have to ask anybody for permission. Besides, right now, the skies, they're calling for us to do something more deep and meaningful than just voting yourself out of stuff. With Saturn and Neptune and Aries in our fourth house, we're being challenged to mature into self-governance, even if that means going through a bit of an ego death. We're also in our Chiron return in Aries, and this is a collective wound that is reopening, showing us where we've abandoned ourselves while waiting on somebody else to take the lead. Meanwhile, with Pluto in Aquarius, and we're having that Pluto return at Aquarius, which is really a once-in-a-lifetime moment, this is bringing power to the people if we're willing to own it. And with Jupiter in Cancer over the next year, we're being called to rebuild family, the tribe, and our natural support system that unfortunately has been systematically destroyed over the last few decades. Basically, this is our chance to exit the counterfeit and return to what's real. So if you want change, we got to start by refusing to fuel what is broken. We got to turn off the regime's propaganda channels. We got to stop clicking the outrage clickbait. We got to get our kids out of these schools that are teaching them to hate themselves or their families. Because every time we engage in these systems, we're feeding them. And every time we disengage, we weaken them. So withdraw your consent, your attention, your energy, and reinvest it into what you can build locally, organically, and sovereignly. You know, I recently saw a post that read, guns, gold, land, skills, and trusted networks. Those are the only shields against the counterfeit. And it might be true because, if the Federal Reserve's printer can't feed you, well, maybe a garden can. Maybe a trade can. Maybe a loyal tribe can. So forget trying to win at their rigged casino game. Step outside and build your own village. They want everything centralized. They want the food, media, the medicine, even thought centralized. So we decentralize. We do the opposite. Decentralize your food sources, shop local, grow your own garden. Decentralize your learning, homeschool, teach your own kids the truth, not curriculum, state-sponsored curriculum. Decentralize your energy, go off-grid, and prep wisely. Decentralize your economy. Use cash, barter when you can. Bank local, not global. Basically, do whatever works in your reality. Because the more decentralized we become, the less control they have. Realize that since the 1950s, there has been a war on the family. That wasn't an accident. Because when you don't have a support system, you end up turning to the state, and dependency breeds compliance. But we can flip that script, reconnect, heal generational wounds if possible, set up support systems for single parents, teach life skills, survival skills, prepping skills, eat together, celebrate holidays together. Basically, be harder to divide. This is Jupiter in Cancer's gift, if we accept it. We got to wake up to the reality that career politicians, they don't fix the system, they manage the decline. And the permanent government doesn't leave when a new one is elected. So we got to stop begging these people to save us. That's not apathy, that's clarity. And clarity becomes action. It creates action. It's time for each of us to use our energy to stop building these systems and start creating something outside of it, outside of their reach. Because clearly we can't vote ourselves out of this, but we can build ourselves out of it. So start small, like grow a garden, develop some trade skills, raise your kids in the truth, love your people fiercely, and choose dignity over despair. Because no matter what storm comes our way, it's a strong, loyal, sovereign life that is the ultimate resistance. I know what I'm proposing is not easy. This is going to require a total lifestyle change for most people, that in their minds, they are trapped and they feel they cannot escape, they cannot change or transform. But we've got to find a way to break the pattern together.